Course in Miracles number 135. Can't believe we've done this many shows over the last not quite 2 years. And this might sound like a similar message to the one I did several days ago, that your part is essential to God's plan. But it's slightly different. God is incomplete without you. And why I say that, and first of all, the Course in Miracles, a lot of the messages, the chapters, the sections in the chapters basically say very, very similar things in a different way from a slightly different angle. And I think that's for how our minds process things, and to let the truth of God to really get into us instead of doing one thing and moving on. It's really going deep and trying to take root and grow. And I think that's important. And that's why it's important to hear that God is incomplete without you, because I think a lot of times we think we're not needed. That's why people have depression, despair, anxiety. They feel like they're not very important, not essential, not needed. And I have a note from my reading today. It says, remember that you cannot be anywhere except in the mind of God. When you forget this, you will despair and attack. So we've talked about attack and talked about the ego before, and attack. And a lot of times we do find ourselves in some form of despair, and certainly in the resistance of the ego that thinks attacking is the best way to do it. I don't like when I find myself there, but it's like, let's snap out of this. This is not what I'm learning, and not what I'm teaching. So we don't want to go there very, very much. No, a lot of people go there like instantly. Like, I'm around enough people, but also I'm kind of isolated. I do real estate right here. I'm in my office in the conference room doing some follow-up, and now doing this video. And certainly I go meet with people every day, talk to people several times a day, but it's not that too much immersion around people. So some of you are immersed around more people around you at work or in your family. I'm basically around my family, a little bit around the kids I coach. And just when I'm doing business with people, I'm probably not in getting their full gamut of emotions like I do with kids playing basketball or my family. But even that little bit of time that I'm around the few people that I'm around, whether it be kids or family, there is a lot of attack, a lot of ego, right? And it's like they could be taught something and instantly forget it. And that's why I did videos even on that, that I'm not great at that either, but getting better. So why I bring this up is that God is incomplete without you. It's kind of like that rest in God one I did on Easter, where if you could just reflect on it and rest in God and rest in truth, and like, wow, and like receive it, like believe it, receive it, and say, wow, like if I am essential and God's incomplete without me, and welcome yourself into the kingdom, welcome yourself into that belief, it's a lot easier to move away from despair and attack. Many, many people are stuck in despair, attack. They need counseling, they need meds, because they don't think they're that important. They don't understand that God's incomplete without them understanding the truth. So we need to at least start to reflect on that. God is incomplete without you. Like, you cannot be anywhere except in the mind of God. But when we don't understand that, we fall into these other traps of the world. Hopefully that helps. Have a blessed day.